Why my girlfriend isn't allowed in my house alone. Story. My girlfriend wanted a pizza. I have really good frozen pizzas from the local Italian market. They are made fresh, and if you do them up on a pizza stone, they come out perfect. I have made these for us many times. It is a simple process. You take the pizza stone and put it in the oven. Let the oven preheat. Put the pizza on the paddle and slide it onto the hot stone. Once it's ready, you slide the paddle under the pizza and pull it out. Put it on the carving board and cut it. Easy, right? Nope. My pizza stone was dirty. It is scorched, not dirty. So her brilliant idea was to make the pizza on my plastic cutting board, because that way she could just take the cutting board out with oven mitts and cut the pizza without having to use all the tools. I got home to see black smoke coming out of my house and my girlfriend on the phone with 911. My dog is not on his leash and he's going crazy. I go to the front door to see if it's hot in the house or if I can see flames. No flames, no heat. I get to the stove and turn it off. I open the sliding door to let out more smoke and get my leash on the way out. The firefighters are there within 5 minutes and the smoke is already dissipating. They go in to make sure. All clear. Thank God they were there less than an hour. It is covered by the city. If it was over an hour, I would have been charged for the response. My oven is effed though, and I have a lot of smoke damage to clean up. I told my girlfriend I was glad she was okay, but that she is a dumbass, and she wasn't allowed in my house alone for a while. I took her key away. We do not live together, but she has roommates and likes having a big house to herself on her days off. She says that it's a mistake anyone could make and that I'm an a-hole for calling her names. Yes, she said those words. She says it's my fault for not just getting microwave pizza and having to eat fancy. Response 1, you're not the a-hole. She says that it's a mistake anyone could make. Maybe if they're as high as a kite, she has a point, but anyone over the age of 5 knows plastic melts. She says it's my fault for not just getting microwave pizza and having to eat fancy. If heating frozen pizza in the oven correctly is outside her scope of abilities, you're not the problem. Reply 1, I know a guy who put a frozen pizza in the oven with the plastic on. Not because he thought it was right, he was just stoned off his gourd and failed to notice the plastic. He still had the brains to turn off the oven when it began to smoke, open the back door, and throw the mess out into the bin. Reply 2. When my wife was a child, her mother once made a ham. She fed the kids and they complained it didn't taste good. She demanded they keep eating, just shut up and eat. The kids kept complaining. Eventually, her mom comes back and looks. There's a plastic coating over the ham and it seeped its plastic flavor into the meat. She forgot to remove the plastic from the ham before she put it into the oven. My wife, now 40 years old, still can't eat ham. Reply 3, IDK man, I've been pretty high, allegedly, and I've never put a plastic cutting board in the oven. Though this does remind me of the time we had to tell one of our friends who was staying over at our house that they couldn't cook the oven pizza on the cardboard. Response 2, NTA, laugh out loud that she thinks this is a mistake a regucker thinking adult would make. Is she going to clean and pay for the damage? Reply 1. Regular thinking adults get forgiven when they help me replace my oven. Until then, they're a dumbass. Reply 2. To be fair, I had a friend who had a girlfriend who did this place and she couldn't figure out why it was melting. Like she saw the smoke coming out, she saw the plastic thing melting, and she just went back out into the living room and didn't say anything because she apparently thought that's how pizza cooked. She was 25 and she did this twice. She was the stupidest effing person I've ever met in my entire life. Just no common sense whatsoever. Response 3, NTA. Normally, I hate posts when people encourage a breakup, but trying to put a plastic board in the oven is such next level dumb, I would feel anxiety about all the other basic crap I might have to explain. Like, does she know not to drink the toilet water, or the dog cannot answer the telephone, etc.? Reply 1, I can see her frantically scrabbling, trying to find her phone when she gets trapped by the toilet lid falling on her head as she drinks from the bowl. Reply 2, and it's not just the plastic in the oven, it's a series of multiple bad decisions. Also, she probably watches Family Guy and then thinks all dogs are as sentient as Brian and thus can answer the phone. Response 4, 1, get a new oven. The one you have is permanently damaged from the fumes released by the plastic. Don't continue to use it and risk poisoning yourself. Point 2, consider if you really have a future with the girlfriend. Absent some kind of external factors like she was working insane hours and going on 3 hours of sleep for the last week. I just can't understand how a 24-year-old can be so very, very stupid. Calling her a dumbass wasn't nice, but if the situation and explanation is as you described in your post, not the a-hole. Reply 1. Valid point def, but I'd also add point 3. Problem-solving skills under stress. 0. Why did OP have to shut off the oven once he got home? Why didn't she when she noticed the smoke? Point 4. She didn't apologize and double down on her stupidity. Reply 2. Not only did she double down on her stupidity, she tried to flip the situation on OP in a very manipulative and insulting manner. Who ruins someone's oven while they aren't home, then blames said person because the food they bought was too fancy? I bet if OP had have bought microwavable food for her to eat while he's not home, she would have called him a cheap, condescending a-hole. Reply 3. I feel like she would probably put microwave pizza on while still in the plastic, then blamed OP for that too. Reply 4. 5. If I understand correctly, the reason she did this was so that she didn't have to clean the pizza steel. I mean, without further context, she also seems lazy. Reply 5. I tried to season my cast iron by putting it in the oven with a thin layer of oil. Guess what I did when it started to smoke? Yeah, I turned off the stove, turned on the fan, and did not open that oven door until it was clear. The smoke detector didn't even go off. This woman. Response 5. Do you really want to be in a relationship with someone so clueless as to endanger her own safety and yours? That was beyond stupid and so dangerous. I would have lost all attraction to someone who did that. Reply 1. Honestly, I wouldn't trust her with the dog either after this. Who knows if she'll feed it chocolate or something because she didn't know they can't have that. Response 6. NTA, glad you got your key back. She is unable to accept accountability or take responsibility for her actions. At 24, she knows plastic melts in an oven. Response 7. NTA, I don't even know what to say. She needs to learn some accountability for her actions. If she wants quick microwavable pizza, then she can go buy it. Make sure your microwave has a warranty or something though. Response 8. NTA, unless you get serious with her. I don't cook, and I know better. It's not just the idiocy of plastic in the oven. It's also her response to the situation that shows she can't handle minor emergencies. You can't trust her in your house. Would she have remembered to save your dog if there was a house fire? It doesn't sound like she has enough sense to be trusted with kids or your finances, etc. I worked with a very good engineer, smart, but her mom always told her to never have kids because she had zero common sense. Her mom wanted grandkids too, but she knew better after a stupidity lapse caused the death of their puppy. Seriously, consider your future and safety. Next time you might be sleeping in the house unaware of the potential fire. Reply 1. She didn't even get the dog's damn leash or turn the oven off. I don't want to know how this girl reacts when a kid has an emergency or something. Response 9. NTA, for your information, smoke from plastic is dangerous. I would report it to your insurance and let them pay for cleanup, although they may try to collect from your girlfriend. Response 10. Rethink this crap. If she's this careless now, imagine how effing careless she'll be with your dog. Another living, breathing thing. If her thought process is to swap one thing for another, without actually checking what the hell she's swapping, I'd always be wary around that person. 24, made it to 24, and can't apologize for a mistake she made. She'd rather blame you for her effing up the pizza. F that, not the a-hole. Response 11, I believe her response was the biggest issue. The fact that she did not take full responsibility for her actions is troublesome. She should have apologized and offered to pay to replace your oven, which definitely needs replacing because of the toxins from the plastic. I would also think she should clean up the smoke damage, but I don't think would want her at my house anymore because of her lack of accountability. Reply 1, yep. I'm not on board with everyone going so hard on the dumbass angle. Was it an exceedingly stupid mistake that not everyone would make? Yes, but people do make exceedingly stupid mistakes and are still capable of learning. Lots of adults are completely at a loss in the kitchen. She's not a monster or a human being unworthy of love because she made a mistake. Even if you really shouldn't trust her in a kitchen unsupervised and calling your girlfriend you're still trying to have a relationship with a dumbass is never going to be the move, even if it's true. That being said, you're completely right that her reaction is the concerning, but because that does indicate she's unwilling to learn or accept accountability. That's going to be the real relationship barrier. Response 12. Putting a plastic cutting board in a hot oven is not a mistake anyone could make. Accidentally setting it on a hot burner? Maybe. But trying to cook a pizza on one? Reply 1. I had a friend, and around that age, he broke his dad's pizza stone trying to make pizza. He also would eat out of the garbage if he saw something he thought looked good. And even he wouldn't put plastic in the oven. Response 13. Info. She didn't smell the burning before the black smoke rolled through the house. There was a very good reason for the situation skipping over the smoke detector and just straight to black smoke? Was she outside with the dog? Response 14. I accidentally put a Pyrex dish with a plastic lid in the oven once. The lid melted, but my partner and I had a laugh about it. Your girlfriend didn't apologize for what she did or offer to pay for the damage. Not the a-hole. Reply 1. Yeah, it's what happened after the plastic ended up in the oven that's the real issue, because despite what most of the other commenters are saying, mistakes do happen. Name-calling on both sides is out of line, but the fact she wasn't apologizing and offering to make it right, it's understandable. Not the a-hole. Response 15. Ente, I can understand having a brain fart that leads to the plastic cutting board in the oven, but not doing it deliberately. Protect your home from someone this dense. Response 16. That is not a mistake anyone could make. This is literally an example of changing/decreasing life skills that they give in Alzheimer's training for caregivers. It's something that they expect might be happening with advancing dementia. Response 17. She says that it's a mistake anyone could make and that I'm an a-hole for calling her names. Anyone still attending kindergarten could make this mistake. People in elementary school and beyond usually know that plastic melts unless they've been ridiculously sheltered to the point of not even having contact with social media. To be fair, your girlfriend would likely left a metal knife in if you had microwave pizza, not the a-hole. Response 18. Is this someone you could see yourself having children with, even accidentally? I'd be terrified to leave a bagel in her care, let alone a child. Not the a-hole. Response 19. NTA. But I think you need to also let her know that you can't put metal things in the microwave just to cover your bases. Response 20. You shouldn't have called her names, but I understand why you did. My husband put a paper plate in the toaster oven. I write detailed instructions on how to heat dog meals when I leave town once a year. He still does things I didn't anticipate. He doesn't cook and has no concept of kitchen safety. He is brilliant in financial matters. Is this a deal breaker for you? If not, you have to make amends for hurt feelings, not the a-hole.